Alright, YouTube. This is redoing yesterday's Call of Duty video. And that's because I did not like how it came out. Two, it was at nighttime already, so the room was bright orange and just these wavy lines. Because once the light goes out, basically when the sun goes down and the light is out of this room, it is bad. I don't have a ring light or anything like that to brighten the place up, unfortunately. So that's why we choose to do it again. And plus, the talking went over an hour. Who wants to hear an hour worth of talking? I'm gonna sum it down because there was a lot of just nonsense that didn't need to be in the video. Okay, so a lot of the stuff I didn't get a chance to, really to explain why I don't have or didn't get a chance to play with is because I went through some hard times. I got out of the military. I didn't have no direction because I was screwed over. I had a bad experience in the military, and I got an honorable discharge. When really they should have took better care of me because I was injured twice, and they just wanted me gone. Okay, my unit, they had discharged me from my unit already, but yet I was still in service, and nobody told them I got injured. So that's a big sweep underneath the rug. But I did get my benefits, like 10 years after I was out. And within that 10 years, I went through craziness because I ended up homeless twice. My stuff got stolen. And then when I got my first roommate, well, excuse me, my second roommate, there was some water damage at the place we were leasing from this older lady, and she never fixed that water damage. But basically, it was a pipe in the walls that just started leaking, and I had my stuff in a box that was right by the wall where all that water was leaking, and I didn't know. So it got moldy with black mold and damaged, and I just never got the chance to get those back. Some things I can't get back, like that Skyrim Collector's Edition. I have some nice Collector's Editions I can't get back. But anywho's, I just want to put it out as fast as possible. That way I don't get too detailed like I did last time, eating up like 20 minutes worth of time. So let's just jump into it, okay? I'm just basically doing a recap of the Call of Duty series, what I like, didn't like, or just random thoughts, just quickly as possible, one take. So I started off with Call of Duty 1 on PC, like everybody else. PC at the time was the system because consoles didn't get to that high level of what computers could do at the time. Okay, PC was the top, still the top, but I'm saying not even no console could compare at the time. Okay, what they could do and constantly update with new stuff, mods and all that good stuff. But the first one was interesting to me. I mean, it got me hooked on war games. Medal of Honor. What else? Just SOCOM. I didn't get a chance to play online SOCOM. I didn't have any internet type add-on for the PS2, so I never got into that. Plus, my internet was slow anyway, so it wouldn't matter, anyways. But I would have loved to play the PS2 online experience with SOCOM and the first Call of Duties, okay? But the first one was cool, and I don't want to get into the side games, like there was another one that came out, but it was like something with the timer, that just kind of threw me off. It was different, but at the same time, when the newer Call of Duty came, you just like, why have a timer? They really defeated a lot of things. Part 2 was a huge change. If you played the original, it was like, okay, but when the Xbox 360 showed off on Call of Duty 2, and it was like, only on Xbox will things be looking better than any other console, okay? Little did they know that this will only happen with 2 games, and that would be Call of Duty 2 and Fight Night Round 2. Those were the only 2 games that the publishers would take their time to make different from the others, more improved. Well, we remember the original Xbox, a lot of those games look better than the PS2 versions, right? But here, the Xbox 360 came out a little bit beforehand time, a head start, and Call of Duty 2 looked beautiful, so much better, and I couldn't believe the difference between that and the other, It really shined, and there was a limited edition version, that came with like a flask. Oh, and of course that was something that had got stolen from me. I'm still trying to get one of those, at a good price, a decent price, whatever. But I couldn't like that. From my jump point into Call of Duty 2, the stories, it was one of those, you know, because Medal of Honor had a lot of stories. They had a lot of branch offs with PlayStation 2, and you know, Call of Duty has something similar. You know, they had what Frontier. What's the thing? Let me go check out real quick so I can tell you what it is. Finest Hour. Okay, I got it on the wall. I'm not gonna bring it down because I got a bunch of stuff on top of it. But Finest Hour is another branch off that was pretty nice too, you know. But we're gonna go with the main stuff, okay? Then Part 3 came out, okay? I didn't get too much time to play Part 3 or anything because I think I was in the military at the time or something was going on. But I did see the pictures and I heard, you know, it was much better than Part 2. This time, Sony shined on the Xbox, right? Over the Xbox. But I played a little bit of the PS2 version. You know, and it impressed me, you know, but it wasn't on point like Part 2 with Xbox 360. It was still the better version. And we all know Xbox had the better, what you want to say? A lot of options, okay? A lot of better options, you know, with voice chat, party chat, online options, connections. It's a better experience on Xbox, you know, compared to the PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 just didn't have no party chat, and it took them a while before they brought that over. I don't know what PlayStation, like, I think because they made the motion chip and, well, that was PS2, but like they had this other type of name chip that had like multiple things. They had to process different things together. And it was just real hard for publishers to publish on, you know. Yeah, I mean, like to work with, you know, unless you were the first party. In fact, Sony had to teach a lot of their first parties how to build it, you know, onto it. So it took a while to Sony, you know, the PlayStation 3 to catch on, you know, and get better. Because it was kind of crazy the first run, you know. At the time, you know, I didn't have no system. Like, my PlayStation 2 had got stolen. I finally got that back, and that's when, you know, what was that, San Andreas was out. I didn't have no PS3 at first, you know. My friends had one. We would play LAN. And the first stuff I played on it was World at War. World at War is what really brought me into the multiplayer, you know. It wasn't the full experience, you know, like online. But just to be hooked up with a bunch of friends playing, oh, it got me hooked, okay. World at War is just one of my top tier games I ever played. And when that person unlocked zombies, I'm not a big zombies fan, but to play those zombies, you know, first round, oh, we played a lot of it, okay. That's something I did like. I played most of the zombies except for one, but each one was kind of unique, you know, more arcadey or got a special thing like the Hoff in it. Going to the moon was nice and blowing up Earth. It's an Easter egg. We had the precedents for Black Ops, you know. I mean, I did play zombies, but I just never was a huge fan like a lot of people. In fact, I bought this and never got to play online with it. You know, so I didn't get the Call of Duty 3 funness of it or the greatness of what it could have been online. I just never got the chance to play Part 3 online. I played some of, you know, the game, but not just, I missed out on this, you know. I got this real late in because by the time I did get PlayStation 3, I had World at War. That's the one of the games I bought. Resistance. Oh man, that's a great game to jump into next gen, right? And I had Metal Gear Solid 4, another fantastic game to have, you know, as the first 3 games to buy. So I was set. And of course, playing LAN with everybody else, like friend-wise, we had 3 games. We had World at War, Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 we played more than Modern Warfare 1, but by the time I got these games for myself to play online, Modern Warfare was the main one I got. I got Modern Warfare 2 near the end of its lifespan. By this time I had a pre-order out for another game, you know, which I'm going to get to in a moment, but let's first finish off some of these other things here, okay? World at War. There was so much goodness that for some reason Call of Duty never incorporated back in, you know? Like they did some night missions, but this here, the night mission on this, oh man, it was fantastic. The maps are great, the gameplay is fast paced, and I mean, the tank Oh, we used to try to fight getting to that tank first, you know. That's something that was missing for Call of Duty for a while. It's like the tank. I couldn't believe they didn't get no vehicles like that much later on in the series, but that will always have a special place in my heart. Okay, so many great memories. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, another one I played like crazy by the time I finally got it. A lot of great memories, and it was kind of a green tint or whatever in this, but so many great memories. I mean, what can I say? You know, like I said up there, Game of the Year edition, right? Can't beat that. I mean, that's something awesome to have. You know, first foray in. So let's keep going into what else? What else? What came first? Modern Warfare 2, right? Or Black Ops? Well, let's knock out Modern Warfare 2. That was something I don't have because that's one of the two I'm missing. That's the headset that fell down. But Modern Warfare 2 was another one that had great maps, much faster pace, more everything. I could believe you get pro items, and it was the easiest to get kill streaks in that game. You could keep chaining kill streaks like crazy. Once you had that oversized helicopter in the air, you dominated. Okay, that was something I enjoyed, something fun to have. Like I said, great memories in that game. You know, it was better than the first one, but I didn't get that time to play online as much compared to the first one. Okay. Afterwards, we got Black Ops. Hold on, I'll come back right to you. Alright, unfortunately I'm gonna have to splice this video together as well because it's in two parts. I had to stop because my roommate came down and her cell phone was loud. She was being loud. That happens, but man, it happens. Okay. So anywho's, we were talking about Modern Warfare 2. Fantastic time. I mean, the maps are great. I mean, I enjoyed it, and the thing is, there's some big maps in here, you know. Later on, people would start eventually complaining about big maps. We're gonna get on why later down the road, but I wish I still had the game. I mean, like, the gameplay was still there, okay? I mean, not Modern Warfare, but Call of Duty itself has advanced to something otherwise, or should I say downgraded, because it came up to go back down, and this new generation is just crazy. Okay, so let's knock this out, you know, because I'm on limited light. I lost quite a bit of time, so I still have another video I'm going to do, but let's start where we left off. Black Ops. I got this on day one because the other three, like I said, I was going through some things. I didn't get the chance to play like I should have. I finally got the PS3 by that time. Modern Warfare 2's lifespan was about to end. I only had 2 months to play with, you know, all three different games. World at War, Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2. But when this came, this is where all my attention went to. From the day it came out until Modern Warfare 3 came out, I was stuck on this, okay? This got me addicted. World at War was fun and all that, and I had these moments, and yes, it brought me into multiplayer. But I didn't get the chance to get it on the year it came out, you know. I didn't get the chance to live it, you know, for its duration. This I got enjoy from day one to the end, so. And it just felt so more superior than Modern Warfare to me, you know. The first Black Ops is my favorite. This is my favorite Call of Duty ever. It just felt better. The guns felt better. Once I got the Commando, oh my god! And it's the first one I really wanted to master Prestige in. You know, I didn't care about the other games like Prestiging. Modern Warfare, the first one wasn't as hacked like, you know, the second one. The second one to me was like really hacked. In fact, I didn't really master Prestige in it. There was a glitch in which whoever the hacker was in the room I was with, both of us jumped each other at the same time and shot the rockets at the same time because you had like two mods. We got super jump and rockets all the time, and we did at the same time. I ended up with his master prestige and he ended up with my prestige 6 or 7 rank, whatever I was at. He was mad. Oh, he was blown. He kept asking who did it, who jumped on me, who took my rank. Who hacked me. Nobody hacked. I know nothing about no hacking. Modern Warfare 1, you know, I had fun with it. It was still decent. It wasn't as hacked like other people kept saying about, but, well, I didn't see it, but the second one was really hacked bad. But this, oh my god, this was my bread and butter. I mean, I played it all day, every day. You know, by this time I was living with my dad because at the time my mom was really taking things out. She wasn't happy with her life. She took a lot out on me. I lost my job because of her, and she just said, "Get out." And I had nowhere to go. That's how I ended up homeless, you know. So I finally reconnected with my dad by going to my grandma's house one day out of the blue, you know. By this time I went through 3 cars, you know, whatever I had saved up I got. And when I ended up living with my dad, this was the game I kept getting, you know. I was depressed. I put everything to this, okay. I ended up, where was I at? Top 5 of PS3. That is not of it, you know, total, but PS3 I was in the top 5. That's how I was on it. Everything was just seemed so improved and better. I even played zombies a lot, you know, with the presidents. I played a lot of that. And what else I can say? The maps were fantastic. Every map was good. I mean, there's not really much bad I can say about it. This is why I really got into throwing the axe from, you know, across the map, and I really got into it. And this is like the game I really learned more about clans. Okay, this is when I tried to get into a clan. I tried 2 different clans. I tried Face Clan, and that was just a whole bunch of squeakers who just wanted to do 360s off top of things. I hated their initiation of training for them, you know. This is like when they first started and all that, and I think Modern Warfare 2 is like when I first learned about them, and they weren't serious yet, okay. Then we had another clan that was serious, competitive, and they wanted $200 just to do the application. It was not even a guarantee, you know. They had a whole bunch of personal questions. They want to know what type of achievements, their KD. They were really more into it than FaZe Clan, you know, is now, or like some of these other clans, you know. I'm not paying no $200 for an application. And then there was another clan I first met, but I didn't join till Modern Warfare 3, and that was Clan Yayo, you know. It started out good. We had 200 members and PlayStation console, and there was another 200 in Xbox. We're just getting competitive. We're gonna start off our own clan, you know, like competition wise. And well, there's some ups and downs. I'm gonna do another video on what happened to that. You know, a lot of craziness, you know, behind the scenes of competitive, and but anywho's, you know, there's 2 maps down here that I love so much. I couldn't believe they did not remake. You know, they remade Summit so many times and some of the other maps, but they done snow maps so well, you know, within the Call of Duty series. The one I remember is like the 2 buildings right next to each other. You could go into it and there's the stairs, and there's always like somebody try and lay down, try to snipe off those stairs. You could have a car in the middle of those 2 buildings. You could hide around. I mean, I love that map. And then there was another map that was like a factory, a huge map. That was one of my favorites. You know, you had a little building. You could go like a little up to the 2nd or 3rd story, and you could use it as a sniper, put a claymore wherever the stairs were behind you to run around inside the factory. You had like a building you could get into, and you could see into the next side of the building that had like a window, and you could snipe a person from there. Oh man, I just wish I knew the map names, you know, better. But I mean, every map, there's nothing I can complain about. Everything was so good in this game. That's why it's my favorite. Afterwards, we hit Modern Warfare 3, and that's where things started having issues, okay, because they were recycling a lot from the past Call of Duties now, you know, to get they claim they have new engines and new whatever, but this just little minor tweaks, and then they called it that, okay. But Modern Warfare 3, I love that too, you know. There's another time I played from day 1 to the last day. So these 2 games are the ones I really got into so badly. Addiction was real, okay. Modern Warfare 3, I ended up in rank in the PlayStation top 3. That's the top 3. I don't know if I played it more than Black Ops, but I mean, I was on it. The only thing people hated was the spawn points. You know, the spawn system was different, but I didn't mind. You know, it's random. You just spawn wherever, and some places had more spawn points than others. You know, I learned where 3 spawn points were right next to each other to stay a couple feet away, and spawn kill the hell out of the enemies. Right? That's why I enjoyed it, because I mean, even so, at times, yes, I got stuck in spawn kills too. people hated the spawning. I don't know why, but I enjoyed it. The guns felt good. I think they changed, from it. You couldn't level up the perks no more. You had to pro. You could pro your perks. I think this is the one that changed. You had your offensive perks, defensive perks. Well, it's not even perks. Let me change that. Kill streaks. You had your offensive kill streak, defensive kill streak, and then your perks. But you couldn't no longer pro your perks like in the past ones. But I enjoyed Part 3 for what it was. The maps were fantastic. Competitiveness was up. There was a little tint to it, compared to Black Ops didn't have that tint. It had more like a bluish stuff, but this was back to the other two. Not so bad, but there's still a tint to it. But fantastic maps, fantastic moves. I loved it for what it was, A lot of people complained about it, not me. The maps were still good. I think this is like one of the last games they would really try to improve with, And once again, that's the other game I don't have, so I can't show it off. Those are the two Call of Duties I don't have because they had water damage and they had black mold on it, and some kind of critters were starting to grow on it, so I threw it away. I was told myself I was going to buy those again. I don't know, it just didn't happen. Black Ops 2. Our first foray into futuristicness. I wanted it to be just like the first one, and it wasn't, okay? I was kind of disappointed, but at the same time, it was still had that competitiveness. The maps were good still, till I think like the last map pack. Last map pack I just wasn't feeling. But this is like when things really had some issues. Still no dedicated servers. Broken cameras. I couldn't believe it was broken. I mean, like, especially that, what you want to call it, skate park or whatever it was, and the enemy could see you, but you couldn't see them. It was cheap. A lot of stuff that just fell apart, on it. This was the first one where leaderboards started having issues, and they didn't have it up as soon as the game came out. Something with the leaderboards were messed up. But when they did get it up, at least you could see everything like the prior ones. I mean, it was so detailed into the leaderboards and your KD's screen and all. And I think this is the first one where you could make your own assemble or something. No, Modern Warfare 2, you can make your own little ensemble and people use. But this is the one where people would make YouTube videos about your own tutorials of Goku. A lot of people put a lot of sexual stuff up or cuss words. But it was very much. I had some videos up, where I had some great tutorials, and guess what? I had a lot of hits for those. Black Ops 2 has some good memories. It's nice and futuristic, and I think this is like one of the very last ones where the kill streaks were unique. They actually tried to make some unique kill streaks. Otherwise, everything else is just repeats, the same kill streaks over and over. Nothing innovative. Like, they don't even try to innovate no more, But Black Ops 2, Into the Future, they really pulled out, okay? I loved the game for what it was. I think near the end, I didn't get the last map pack because something with the map pack rubbed me the wrong way. I think it was the linear left, right, and up process because it's the same checkerboard, whatever. You run straight up to get slaughtered. There's nowhere to really... It was like the end for tactical, okay? Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops was so tactical. You had to think of what to do. There's places for a sniper, places for a shotgun, places for close combat. I mean, there was so much into it, right? But this one, it was just like you rat in a maze, a small maze, and you just running here, maybe just a little box or a little corner to be at. But it wasn't like that. You just run and gun. It's more arcadey, more running towards things. I mean, they have special places, compared to the other ones. It's still fun to do because you had like a point, especially what's it, the bar or whatever, and you could go outside and there's these two buildings you could climb up, and you could just snipe from there. So there's certain parts you could be at, but I mean, like, openness, there's stuff to be around, but just like open. Either you had in the back to be by a block, or you just getting shot. But still, it was fun regardless. I had fun. This is something that got so much complaint. People hated it. I did not hate it. I enjoyed it for what it was. In fact, I adored it. Ghosts. Yes, I agree. They took a lot of time to make that space mission at the beginning, and the rest just didn't match up with it. You know, the rest was a man and his dog, right? But it was still a nice storyline. There was still some incredible stuff, especially if you got into like really into it. You know, Ghosts I loved. I mean, I really have no complaints about, you know, with Ghosts. I just felt bad who got split up because they made how can I put it this way, you know, these were the PlayStation 3s. This was the first PS4 game, okay, but yet they made it optimized for the PS4, and the PS3 just got, you know, a downgrade. It's not like today, which everything is now made for the PS3, or excuse me, let's try to say the PS4, and then you had the PS5 version, and they just make high-res packs. That's trash. They're not making it for the next gen. The next gen's being held back because of the other one. Just like how the Xbox did with the Xbox One. I don't like that. They should never change the formula of making the newest gen the best version. But this really killed it for people like my clan. People was divided. People did not have the money to get the new one. They didn't want the new system. They didn't get the best version. And the other version wasn't as good. So I can understand why there were so many complaints about that. But I love the maps. Ghost did something that Black Ops 2 promised, and that was the level destruction or level kills or whatever. This one, like, it was supposed to have some lava come down in one map, and it never did. Here had some level kills. Okay, you had a mini nuke on one. The other one, you could be Michael Myers and run around in like an Evil Dead type area. They had a cabin and a whole bunch of woods. You had a Mayan temple and something like a predator, and I mean, I loved it. Yes, they had a different type of perk system that kind of took a little while. Get 1 5 or 2 5s, and then like 8 different ones, and it was like split up. But I could still get what I wanted. They tried, and yes, it came with an exclusive map. I loved it. That map was awesome. Like I said, they had some great maps. A lot of people complain about the castle map. Oh, this map was so big, but guess what? The older ones had great big maps too. A lot of it just wanted people who want to play ground war, but here, fantastic. I enjoyed all the maps. I played the game for the lifespan itself completely. Of course, Black Ops 2 would be the last one I'd have an actual top score. I got into the top 10, and I just gave up from the last map pack. I didn't try no more, and I just fell back down completely. And there were some people who would try to compete with me on that, you know, but I would never get a lot of hateful emails of, especially Modern Warfare 3. I got so much. But Ghost I loved. It killed off clans. It killed off friends. You know, my friends didn't even have the new one, so I couldn't play with them. You would think, okay, PS3 could play with PS4? No. I don't know what it was, but this killed off clans, and this is why it got so much hate. Not the maps, like they claimed. I enjoyed it. This should have kept the level destruction and the level kills. Oh man, the zombie. What was it like? His name. I can't think what it is. You could be the zombie, and to go after, and everybody else would start turn to zombies. I can't think of it. What it is, but I loved it. Was it Onslaught? No, Onslaught is no, but whatever it was, I loved it. Okay, Ghosts will have a special place in my heart. And I always wanted a sequel. And there was supposed to be a sequel. Never got it. But I adored it. It is on my top list. A lot of people got it on the bottom. That's them. But with me, I loved it. So it was pretty good for a first jump into the PS4, right? But then we back once again with futuristic exoskeletons, to be exact. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Some things were okay. The campaign was pretty good. There was some decent levels on here. You know, I loved the prison level. You could hit hard on here. Okay, that's no joke. But you couldn't do a high wall run like up in Black Ops 3. But you had a wall run on here. That's kind of, was it? Let me think. I couldn't think. But the maps they claimed was designed for, but they didn't take full advantage of what it's supposed to. A lot of the maps had places you couldn't go to, couldn't interact with, And that is something that's still today with, especially that beta for Vanguard. You see sacks which you could think you could jump on? No. You'd see a car. Oh, I can jump on. No. Well, I can shoot out the windows. No. Are you seriously? 2021, Bobby 22, and you can still innovate, get past this stuff because you're recycling assets just to get stuff you're rushing. But anywho, Advanced Warfare wasn't as bad as people remember it. You know, I used to competitively. They tried something new, but didn't capitalize, such as newer parts of the map would open up. It just never capitalized on certain assets where they should have with. But it was still fun and enjoyable. I never got past, I think, the third map pack though. But it was still a good game. Oh yeah, Ghost did not have a zombies. They had a extermination or whatever with aliens. And you know what? I enjoyed it. I platted the game. So after Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3. I got the collector's edition. I got the refrigerator. The box is a little beat up, but I got the refrigerator and that's worth a lot of money. Black Ops 3 grew on me because when I first played it, it was different. No longer was the create your own character type, or at least there'd be like 3 different races, a male and a female, so everybody could be something. We have operators. The operators would grow on me, you know. But it ended up being a fantastic game later down the road. I actually started having fun. Once you start learning how to wall run from the top and just go through most of the level all the way on top of sniping. People hated that. I loved it. Later on, lasers came out. But then something started really happening. Other games started, but I mean like microtransactions started really showing its face here. You know, the greed was really coming out. Black Ops 3 had, once again, a leaderboard issue. Nuketown was the place to be at. Nuketown 24/7, right? Zombies was a experience, you know, especially, I mean, I don't know, like, I'm not big on zombies, okay, so I didn't really get much into the other ones. I played each one except for one. Black Ops 3, so I enjoyed it. I got into it, okay, and I got competitive with it. Is there anything else I can talk about? I mean, like, once again, it was a futuristic game, you know, and people started complaining about it. They wanted that Modern Warfare, they wanted that Black Ops. And we were still getting futuristic type. I mean, but let me tell you, the microtransactions was getting kind of crazy. But you could still earn them. You could still work towards it. You know, you feeling achieved for grinding and grinding for these items. I think they had dances in here at this time. You could get your own gestures or dances and stuff. So it was fun. Everything you could still earn. Okay. Infinity Warfare. They knew this was a bad multiplayer because they were, I mean, they put, I don't know what they put so much into the campaign. The campaign was fantastic. Campaign was good. Multiplayer, on the other hand, was a letdown. In fact, it's the worst multiplayer game. You know, it was my worst game period for a while. But it was so bad they had to put a remaster to it. Okay. At this time, they had finished all 3 Modern Warfare remasters already, you know, the first, second, and third. But we would only get multiplayer for the first game. And you know what? It was fun. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I stayed on, you know. I did not play the... after the first map pack, I was done. Or was this second? Whatever it was, I was done. And I just stayed on Modern Warfare Remastered, okay? But they did something that nobody could believe they did. They microtransactioned Modern Warfare. They put loot crates in it, and you paid more for the map pack than you did back in the day when it first came out. Even in Warfare, I remember I took a nip at the cafeteria. It was fun for a little while, but once you died, you start floating. You know, and you had that one that had 0 gravity back there, and it could have been much better, and I think if I stayed on it, I could have fun with it. I did come back after a while, and it was just lasers everywhere. Just lasers were just crazy overpowered, and they didn't take time to polish it. They didn't take time to nerf and all that like other Call of Duties. That's why I did not enjoy this. The one thing I did adore from it, you could upgrade each weapon with different types of items, and it'd be a better, powerful version. And they came in epic and gold, and they had a better version, right? And then they had a Christmas event that was pretty nice. 12 days of extra stuff. I enjoyed that perks and stuff you could get, but I never got to play it like it was supposed to because I hated it. The remastered multiplayer for Modern Warfare was awesome. Yes, we got Modern Warfare 2, but it did not have the multiplayer. You know why? Because they were recycling the newer Call of Duties, and they brought those maps over. They recycled the maps, and plus they had loot crate system still for part 2 and 3. And by this time, they got hit with a no more loot crate lawsuit, and they took it out on us. That's why we didn't get no multiplayer for part 2, and we didn't even get a part 3 at all. They reneged with Sony. They were supposed to have part 3 out, and they never did. So that's what happened. If anybody tells you otherwise, that they never did it or had assets for it, they're lying. All multiplayers were done. They just took the assets over to Modern Warfare and Black Ops. World War II. World War II, to me, the campaign is the worst campaign in Call of Duty history. Okay, it's not bad, but it's just what they did. I just didn't enjoy. Like, you had an event and you did that 3 times. So there'd be a different event. Do that 3 times. I did not enjoy it. The beta for this, I hated the maps. I did not enjoy the beta at all. When the game came out, I hated. This was my new most hated Call of Duty ever. It had the worst title. The worst. This was the worst Call of Duty to me. And I was like, how could anything beat Infinite Warfare, right? That is until a new director came. So I missed out on 2 events because I quit after the first map pack or whatever. I just quit. I just hated it. And when the new director came on, it was like during the Blitzkrieg or whatever, and that's where they had the zombie events in the maps and all that. And I hated I missed it out. Because when the new director came out, they cleaned this game up, and it became one of my favorites. I loved World War II. World War II. I wish there was a world at War II, but World War II grew on me. The first maps grew on me after a while. The ribbons I did not like, with the perks, but afterwards they made some new ones that just seemed right. The classes felt better. That shotgun with the fire rounds, yes. But there were some glitches in the maps, that I didn't. That's the reason why I hated that one map where you gotta be under, I can't think of the name right now. My mind went blank, but trenches, you're in the trenches and like you got the top perch, you could glitch into. I hated that because a lot of times you couldn't get the person up there. But the maps will start getting fun. Every new map was fun. I think because when it first started, it started out so slow. It's the slowest Call of Duty, and then once again it just felt like linear, left, right, up. But afterwards, it changed and became fun. It stole from Destiny the headquarters. But I love the headquarters. In fact, I was hoping Call of Duty's afterwards to use the headquarters as well. The only thing I did not like is they did not take advantage of it. They could have had some damage as soon as throughout the year, later on the year, later on in the map packs, you would be invaded. Things would start breaking apart. You will see holes or craters in the ground further down. That never happened. But I love the headquarters. This game was hella microtransactioned. And once you got something new for a certain thing, like you had pistol grips, you had outfits, you could get new weapons, but you could earn it all still. This would be the last loot crate system. Afterwards, this was stopping. This is where they took everything onto us. You know, they really went in on us, you know, because we took their precious away from them. But this would be the start of like when they started taking from other games. Like I mean, like the other one did certain, but this is what the start. You know, they took from Destiny, but they took for the best. Okay, I love the headquarters. The weapons felt good. You know, it's a little bit slower and not like automatic, super automatics, but you know, for what it was, I loved it. I loved it like Ghost did. Other people hate ghosts in this, but I don't. I adore it. I wanted a sequel for this. Vanguard was supposed to be the sequel. Instead, Vanguard is a modern warfare prequel. That's what that is. They instead of using the Modern Warfare engine, they used all the assets for Modern Warfare. You're playing Modern Warfare again. It should have been this. This is what it should have been. And in fact, this would be one of the last Call of Duties I would have this real fun with. You know, it brought back a lot of old school feels for me. I never got to play the zombies. I don't know, when it first started, the lobbies just went off and they had 3 different type of zombies, like on a boat, and then you had a coliseum. I never got a chance to play with it. And by the time they fixed it up, I didn't care no more. I just stayed on multiplayer. What can I say about that, right? Then we got to Black Ops 4. This is my worst Call of Duty ever. And this worst changed with Modern Warfare, the next one after it. And there's good reasons. The reason I hated this so bad is because they stopped the work on it halfway in the life cycle. They had 3 years, you know, with each game, with each company. They stopped halfway in and told them, start from scratch. Work on Blackout. We need a Battle Royale, because Battle Royale is being big now. Make it revolve this around Battle Royale. So they made Blackout. Blackout was pretty good, but it was a PUBG ripoff minus the skillet. It's just a ripoff, that's all it was. And it's incomplete, it's not finished. They never did more with it. They were supposed to do more with the zombies, and the zombies just there for no damn reason. The zombie experience was pretty good, you know, I mean, but Blackout could have been way better, you know, once you played it afterwards. But I mean, it's, to me, it should have been a better war zone, but it never got to it. Multiplayer. I don't know what happened. I mean, once again, we're back to arcadey, just keep mindless running. It's not thought out. It's no tactical whatsoever. You just run until you run to somebody, and once again, operators. Modern Warfare 2 did not have operators. You had classes. Oh, World War 2, I mean that. Black Ops 4, we're back with operators. I just want to be me. I want to pick my own person, make my own character. But you know what? Even so, they used part 3 and they used the gimmick boots on the ground again. It was just a gimmick. They lied to us. It was so fast you end up on the other side of the map so quick. I mean, some of the maps I enjoyed, but you had a second special now, which they ripped off from other games like Rainbow Siege, and this caused other players to pick the same operators. It got so bad that everybody was picking the same operator that they tried to put a limit of 3 or 2. And if once I couldn't pick Battery, I didn't care, because Battery was my character. I either picked Booker T or I went ahead and picked the recon guy. Eventually, like I said, they lied to us and they said they weren't going to be futuristic and all that, and so eventually they added robots, operators and whatnot. But I mean, it was alright for what it was, you know. I quit before I should have quit it. Let's put it this way. That's why I got so bad. I mean, multiplayer wasn't that bad. It's just I did not want to keep running and just mindless, you know, and people just started sitting in the back, you know, waiting for you. It took a lot of fun away from me, you know. No campaign. That's because they had to start from scratch. And they focused on the other ones to make it in time. It would try to make a storyline, but it was too late. It was too late. One thing I could say they did right they kept support after the 1 year. They kept on to like Black Ops 3. They kept making more stuff for it. They kept the last band going. World War II. Once this year ended, they stopped. There was nothing more for it, and I hated it because the maps were. They brought the Call of Duty 3 map back. I loved that map, and they had 3 different variations. They had a dark, they had a day, and they had a Christmas theme. This one I had so many good memories, and this one really optimized for the Pro system. So you had an HDR, and I got my first HDR experience through this. And I loved every seasonal event that happened in this game. But with Black Ops 4, it's just, I don't know, this it was alright, but it was not Black Ops 3. And I wanted Black Ops 3. That's probably why I hated it. But there was so much unfinishedness. This was rushed, and it should have not rushed. This is when Call of Duty Activision should have said, hey, let's slow down. That's why I hate this so much, and this will always be my most hated Call of Duty. My worst Call of Duty I hate. And it shouldn't be that way. Nothing I hated. No more loot crates. This will optimize microtransactions. Everything you saw, you had to buy. You wanted that, you had to buy it. Like it, you had to buy it. But at least you could buy it singly. But it was slow to get these microtransactions. I mean, anything to go, it took a long time, and I hated it. There's no new content, nothing going on. For the longest, we had sugar skulls, you know, so I spent my Call of Duty points on sugar skulls. And by the time I quit, I came back. Laser guns with this rage again. And the costumes were crazy. You had medieval costumes. I mean, they look nice, but I'm not paying for no damn costume no more. I'm done with that. Everything just revolved around money. This was the greed. It's the start of the real greed. I mean, to pass beyond the fine line, I hated it. And this would probably be the last PlayStation 4, right? Yeah, that'd be the last, because afterwards we came to Modern Warfare. Where's my Modern Warfare at? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where my Modern Warfare at. This is crazy because I just had it the other day. Did I put it up? Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare. In fact, Black Ops 4 would be the last one to have like any type of edition, okay, like a classic collectors or whatever. That'd be the last time. Starting on this, you still had 3 to choose from, like an Ultimate Edition or whatever. They had a steel book, but we never had a collector's edition no more. Modern Warfare, this would be my next foray. Was this for PS4? Yeah. So what I'm talking about? This was still for PS4, optimized for PS4. But like you could bring better textures once it came over to PS5, you know, with download packs or whatever. But they said they had a new engine, new everything. And it just felt like it was a recycled still, but the sound was better. The graphics were prettier. And they did something different from the rest. No longer did you have to rank up your weapons 3 tiers. Instead, you have like a whole bunch of almost 100 levels of attachments. They refreshed it, but the thing I hated so much about Modern Warfare, the first round of not the map packs, but the first round of maps just did not strike a good chord with me. Especially the bridge. I hated the bridge. That was Sniper Paradise. If you didn't get to the middle before the others, you were not going to get that area no more. And it sucked for extra things like demolition, capture the flag, and just any other type of mode that is not kill confirmed or team. It just sucked because a lot of times those markers were on the other half, you know, instead of the B being in the middle somewhere, or maybe, you know, in which any side could get. Whoever got there first got it, or whoever was on that side got it. That's how that went, and I hated it. A lot of people hated it. It was fun when it first came out, but when people just learned, let's wait in the back, or, you know, just hide in the corners because there's doors. Why you put doors in the... Yeah, the doors killed it. Hiding in the darkness killed it. Just camping in the back killed it. The people ruined the game. Not the game. It wasn't that bad. It's the fact people ruined it for me. When Christmas came, it got fun again because all those newbies. But afterwards, they learned what to do in those corners and all that. It became less fun. People started running around with shotguns and rockets, and just this really was a piss poor Call of Duty experience for me. The game was, I mean, the maps got better, but I mean, still, I just couldn't get into it no matter what I did. Zombies, okay. Warzone. Warzone was the move, okay? This was much more improved. I wish they had Blackout, you know, what they wanted to do to it, but Warzone was fun. Till the end, that is, anyway, you know. Then there was some issues, some cheating going on. But multiplayer has always been my bread and butter. That's what I get into, and they really slept on multiplayer. They really didn't give all they could have done, in my opinion, okay? And that it was heavily neglected. That's why I hated it so much, and why it had the title Worst Call of Duty for a while. I mean, like multiple times, because it was switched between the two, because I go between the two games. That's how bad that was for me, the experience. I don't know what else to say. I mean, like, the campaign was good. I platted the game, right? It could have been better, in my opinion. But they made a vast improvements on other things, you know, but the microtransactions were horrible. They were still from Fortnite. There's a battle pass. You couldn't earn nothing. You like this? You had to buy it. You wanted that? You had to buy it. And nobody spoke up about it. Like, oh, this guy, yeah, we'll spend it, we'll get the money out. No. What happened to the grind? I did not feel rewarded in this game anymore. There was no reason to master prestige because I don't feel rewarded. Why? What am I working for? Nothing. You like that? You gotta buy it. They were paid to play. That's what it was. You just pay, you get better service. And I mean, like, the servers were kind of, well, it got better, let's put it way, you know, but when it first started, the server was a little wonky. That's my experience with Modern Warfare. My first PlayStation 5. Cold War. What can I say about Cold War? It was a letdown. When I got the beta, I loved the, first we got the alpha. I loved the alpha. I adore the alpha. I couldn't get enough of it. I hated that they stopped so soon, right? Then we got the beta, and they put skill-based matchmaking into it, and it just, the servers got trash. This just didn't feel right. I mean, I don't know what they did, but they broke something because they used recycled assets for the game. Even so they say they didn't, they did. Things just did not feel right. You know, some of the guns feel good. The haptic feedback I adored. That's what kept me in this game, was the haptic feedback. Okay. But this game, I know it just rubbed me the wrong way, because here you had those 3 nice maps that had vehicles. You could go to the other ship through a zip line. I adored it. Sniping is the best on this one. But it was ultra loud for some reason. Yes, Modern Warfare was loud, but this was so loud. I don't know why. People ruined it for me. They started camping in the back. The whole team just waited till you came, because it's a small checkered map. You just go up and run into people, and it's just better to just sit back and wait for people to come to you. I mean, people ruined the experience for me once again. Here you had the weapon levels up of 100 things, and they really stretched it so bad that you had to grind so horribly. I just gave up. I did not want to rank 100 and no more. It took the fun away. Once again, you gotta pay for everything you see. You like that? Oh yeah. This would be the game they took more time to develop bundles than the actual maps. The recycled maps are what made this game fun, such as Zoo. When they got Zoo on here, oh my god, that's when I came back and said to myself, I should have gave this game a more play. Okay, I shouldn't just quit it as soon as I did. I quit after the first two. Was it the second map pack? Because here their map packs are different. Okay, you get like that and then reloaded. But like I said, pay to play or like everything that was great, you had to pay for. Yes, you had some stuff into the battle pass, but that was in the end, you know. And then you really had to buy. You got to buy operators. Why are we having operators still? You had to buy them. Vanguard has operators. Excuse my language, but I hate freaking operators. Okay, I want to make my own character again. Once again, this game was made to run around Warzone, and more so the old Warzone. New gen was held back because to keep for the old one. And we got high res packs. Who cares? This really just bit me off because everything ran around bringing together. The campaign was good. Hell, the campaign was good on here, but it was held back. They said they won't let nothing hold them back, and it did because the people. But this one they didn't hold back on. Campaign was good. Multiplayer was ass. Could have been better. In fact, it did get better. But I mean, the only way I'll play is if Vanguard is bad, right? And I'll come back even longer. But Warzone, the experience never changed. And, you know, the Halloween event was awesome. Halloween event for that was awesome. You know what I mean? Excuse me, the Halloween event is going to be awesome because it'll come back again. But the Halloween event was awesome on this, you know, but the jigsaw, this is going to be on this as well. What can I say? I mean, everything is microtransactioned and they put more focus onto it than the game. Once again, Fortnite, and they had a nerve to top down to Fortnite. Like, you didn't steal Fortnite Battle Pass, you didn't steal the Warzone from them. The only thing that's different is you ain't dancing no more, and you ain't building, you know. But it's Fortnite, you know. But at least Fortnite changes things up. Here, these seasons were ass. The zombie experience was ass for what was it? Warzone? I mean, for Modern Warfare. Whatever event is, they screwed up with the zombies where they had it at the ship for so long. And so finally they went to one new point and that's for so long. Some new gulag, and they ruined it. The experience here. Season 6 and there's nothing different. It's trash and just too many cheaters. This one, cheaters run rampant in. It's just trash. When you got people hiding underneath the maps in the stadium, people hiding inside the hospitals, stream snipers, and what's the fault? They got controller mods now to magnetic bullets. You can see through the walls. It's Warzone got killed because I can't play Warzone. There was an event I wanted to play a lot on and I couldn't even do that. You know, I think the train, I just couldn't get into. And then I came back and you hear the person speaking numbers for a long period. Room, I can't hear shit. There's people I can't hear and they ain't got no ghost on, you know what I mean? Like, dead silence. I mean, why is there characters I can't hear and they're running through hallways, right? I don't know. These two games, the new gen, microtransactions for everybody. Hated it. Vanguard Beta, I want to get into. This is why I'm making this video go through. And guess what? I think I went past an hour again. In fact, I think it's longer. But there's so much I wanted to talk about, you know. But Vanguard, I was not impressed with. Some of the maps were decent, but the maps are too freaking small. That was the issue here. We didn't get those fantastic maps from the alpha because you had to go into a different mode to play the vehicles and the zip line on the ship, and then they never made more of those type of levels. They start recycling and oh my god. Once you made the setting in the 80s, but you're making microtransactions that's not 80s, and things ain't transpiring within it, and your first map of the zombies was the best, and Fire Sea was ass, and now the last one is pretty decent, but this one, I mean, trash, man, trash. They made a new mode with Onslaught. I loved with the zombies and stuff, but they didn't make more into it. They didn't feed off because they probably thought, how can we microtransaction this? Vanguard, I hope they don't make those same mistakes. So far, I don't like the small maps. They gave us 3 same, and then the 4th one was exactly small again. They were decent maps, but at the same time, you just cluster, you're running into everybody. So they made a ground war type blitz that's like 14 versus 14, then 20 versus 20. Why? These maps are too small for that. The one snow map is not thought out well at all, because when you get to the side of the spawn point, you get sniped. It's not that well at all. When it's 6v6 is alright, but at the same time it feels off. I hope the rest of the maps that grow, I want big maps. Give me big maps, damn it. Give me the tactical. How the hell you say Vanguard is tactical and you got a tactical mode and it's not tactical at all? We'll get more into that, but I finally finished it. I'm in this video. I'm ending it. If you made it this far, kudos. You know, Black Ops, the original, is my favorite. Black Ops 4 is my worst. In fact, I put Modern Warfare in there with that. It's the second worst. Black Ops is probably like the 3rd or 4th worst itself, but I mean, I had some fun in it. It brought some decent old memories back, but it's just fell out because the people ruined it. They didn't capitalize on nothing, and yeah. Once you got recycled stuff to make your game, it sucks. We should have had Modern Warfare 2 remastered. We should have Modern Warfare 3 remastered. Multiplayer. You knew this games were just not going to be on point. You really focused on Warzone and microtransactions, battle passes, and shit. Well, I'm going to end this video. If this video rubbed you the wrong way too long, I understand, okay? But I just wanted to put this out, get it out. Hopefully you enjoy it. Leave some likes, some comments. Please subscribe and enjoy.